to a new episode of Oh, She's Funny. I'm your host, LP, and today we are talking to a very talented woman. She is a busy, busy actress working all the time. You probably said, Oh, she's funny when you saw her in our movie, Desperados. Please welcome my buddy, Anna Camp. Hello.
Hello. Oh, happy to see you again.
Oh, me too. You're just such a treasure, and as soon as I see your face, mine lights up right at you. You're,
I feel exactly the same way, and I also get very fond memories of Mexico and
we
Mexico City.
spent How long were you in Mexico? Anna and I shot a movie together called Desperados. She was hilarious in it. I directed, and we shot it in Mexico City and in Cabo, which that part was pretty good.
That
Um,
part was the good part.
how long were you in Mexico total?
I mean, I think we were there
Remember?
for like 2 months, right?
Yeah, I was there a little longer too, prepping and
Yeah, you were there longer, but yeah, I literally I have many a memory of you coming into that ambulance.
yep, there was a day where I got to set and they were like, Anna's in an ambulance.
They had given me like a Mexican tranquilizer.
Oh, God.
Because I had eaten some salad at a restaurant that was not washed properly.
That can be dangerous. Yep.
I got a parasite and I was literally shitting my brains out.
They were like, let's put her to sleep. Let's give her a tranquilizer.
And I guess I
Go to
fainted
bed.
on set, like in the hair and makeup trailer.
My God, I don't
And
remember
then
that.
they took me to the ambulance. And then the next thing I knew, like the guy was speaking, Spanish to me and telling me he was giving me this tranquilizer. And I was so weak, I just said, okay.
Yes, gracias.
I took the tranquilizer, and in between my eyes kind of like opening and like me kind of waking up, I remember you
I came in
kneeling at my
kneeling.
at the foot of my little cot.
Yeah,
And you
I
were
went
like,
and you were
Anna,
alone in an ambulance. There's no one in there with you.
no one with me. And
Uh-huh.
you were just like, Anna, I know you're not feeling well. I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well, but do you think we could get this one shot
Someone made me do that.
of you walking into the hotel? And I looked at you and I remember being like, I got this.
You're
I
the
can do
best. Truly
anything
the
for
best.
LP.
Always showing up, first one on set, ready to go.
Yep.
I think this is why you're a sought after actress. Everyone wants you. Is there something fun you want to tell me that you're working on or just worked on? Oh, I actually know what I want to ask you about.
Go for it then.
Are you playing twins? That
Yeah.
is intense.
It was literal insanity. I'm playing twins on the show You.
Right, which you really have to say the show you because it
Yes.
confuses people. I'm playing twins on you, and you're
My
like,
dad's so confused by it. I'm like, I'm so excited for you. You's coming out. And he's like, I thank you. Wait, what? I don't understand. Like
yeah,
he's like,
everybody's
no clue.
no one can continue that conversation. But that's crazy. Have you ever done anything like that?
Never.
And so you're shooting, and then you go change into a different costume, and then you shoot the opposite side of it.
Yes, so I
Double time
definitely
for
have a
everything.
few. It takes a lot. I mean, I literally made a joke with my agents when they were like, "You got the part. You're gonna play twins." And I said, "Well, I'm playing two roles. Or are you gonna pay me double?"
Yeah,
Haha, no,
haha, not joking.
not joking because I'm doing double the work. No, no, but it was worth it. It was worth it. There's like, I mean, I can't wait for you to see
You to
it.
see
You.
you. Yeah.
They actually hired. I got to help cast my double. So
Okay.
I work with this amazing actress. Her name is Sarah, and
Okay.
she's blonde, and they shoot from behind her onto me, and she's wearing the other wardrobe, and she
Right.
watches my every movement. So, like in a dinner party scene, we have a dinner party scene, and she watches when I like take a sip of wine.
Right. So she can
Therefore,
match
when
you.
they shoot behind her on the other twin, the coverage matches.
Sarah, what a pro.
I'm telling you, Sarah is a star.
If
You'll
you need
never see. Oh,
someone,
she got a small part in the finale, I think, of the season because they loved her so much they gave her a role because she's awesome.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody out there needs someone to play their back and shoulder, look to Sarah. That's great. I'm really excited to see that. When I saw two of you in the promo, it doesn't get better than that. Double time Anna.
Double trouble.
Double
Double
trouble for
trouble,
sure.
right?
It's good
Yeah.
trouble. You bring the good trouble.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's some wicked, weird, crazy, funny. fucked up stuff happens for
That
sure.
show is wicked weird and fucked up. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited that you're here to chat with me today. We have picked an incredibly inspiring actress to talk about. Please tell us who we're talking about today.
Today we are talking about one of my favorite actresses of all time, a literal icon, Parker Posey.
Come on, applause all around. Who's better than that? The indie
Ugh,
queen, the charming, adorable, scene
yes,
stealing Parker
yes,
Posey.
yes, yes.
Tell me the first time you noticed Parker Posey.
I was in middle school and
Mhm.
I was having a sleepover
Okay,
party, as you did back in the
sure,
day.
of course.
A bunch of my girlfriends, and we rented from Blockbuster Video,
Heard of it.
Dazed and Confused.
So good.
So good. And the first time I think we see her name is Darla
Yeah.
in the movie, and she plays like the top sorority senior, like bitch.
Head bitch in charge.
Yeah, head bitch in charge. And the first time she comes out, she's like to the little freshman girl, she's like, Air get on the ground, you little freshman sluts. I was like, who is that woman? Like every word that came out of her
Yeah.
mouth was like iconic and hysterical and weird and funny. She kind of, I think the reason why I was so drawn to her is that I mean, I get to play a lot of unlikable characters, which I find that fun.
It's very funny because you're so likable in real life.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I like trying to make them funny and relatable and also mean and also nuts, but they're funny. And she has this way of taking these like snobby, bitchy, crazy, weird, on paper, unlikable
Right.
women and making them like you love them. Like you either love to hate them or you just freaking love them because they're so funny and so well rounded.
Yeah. Carla,
Wow.
who's like hazing so hard. She's fully assaulting people with her words and like literally like spraying them with ketchup and mustard and yelling at them. And it's still like, she seems cool.
Like I would still want to hang out with her.
What's Darla doing later?
Right? Like I want to go bum a cigarette from Darla and
Right.
like smoke behind the football field and like talk shit and be like,
Yeah.
"What's up, Darla?"
And she's not even in that movie like too much, but that scene is like so memorable.
Yeah, incredibly memorable. And she has like one other little moment, like where she's drunk, I think, at like the big party or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And she has like a moment with Matthew McConaughey, but for some reason, like she just really stood out and stole that movie for me.
It's a scene stealer. So are you. So you guys have that in common.
Thank you.
Dazed and Confused was like one of her first movies. She
Was
had
it like
just,
the first?
I think it was, and then I was looking on her credits and like I couldn't tell what the other things, like if they were just like very small, so they didn't count. But yeah, it's like one of her first, if not her first. And she had been doing some soap opera work before that.
I didn't know that.
That was her first thing. She was on As the World Turns out of college.
I need to see that footage.
Right, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And Parker Posey on As the World Turns for sure. But she went to college in New York at Purchase College.
Okay. I
Um,
auditioned for SUNY.
did you? Okay, you know it. Didn't get in. Where'd you go?
I went to North Carolina School of the Arts.
Love North Carolina.
That's a good, I loved going to that school. It was
You had a
great.
good experience?
Yeah, very, very, very good. I'm happy that I actually didn't get into a New York school because I think I would have just like not graduated and just like said, screw this and like gone to start auditioning in Manhattan and,
Right, right. Maybe quit
I
early.
would be homeless or maybe I would even be a bigger star. I don't know. One or the other, you know?
You're homeless or super famous. Were you acting and stuff like before college? You must have been to audition to go to performing arts school. Were you performing like always as a kid?
Yeah, I was. Second grade was my very first acting class. I begged my parents to put me in acting
Begged.
class.
That's so
And in second
cute.
grade, it's like, what are you doing? Like, we just would read poems.
Yeah, you're like 7 years old.
Yeah, we would read poems and we would learn how to like fake sick. And I remember that's what our teacher would like teach us. And I
Honestly, that's
remember
what the kids want to know how to do. Yeah.
one kid was really not good. And I remember he was like, he pantomimed like drawing dots all over his face. And the teacher was like, "What are you doing, Jimmy?" And he was like, "I've got chicken pox. That's what chicken pox are." And she was like, "Well, okay." He didn't do so good. And he's like, "Anna, you're up." And I remember just being like, I can't. I was like coughing and I pretended like I couldn't breathe and my throat was closing up. And she like clapped. She was like, "See, Anna knows.
Great.
Anna knows how to get out of, yeah." And
That's
then I would
funny.
use that in real life and I would get out of going to school because I freaking hated it.
Totally like a little scam for kids, and that is a kid's first acting job is pretending to be sick to your parents. I was pretty good at that. I'm still
Yeah.
good at it if I want to get out of something. Oh, my
What
stomach.
would you do?
It's usually my stomach hurts because that one
Oh, that's
you can't really test for.
that's really good. Yeah.
And I feel
Cramp.
like I tried at some point to like fake a temperature by like heating up the temperature by a light bulb, the
Because you probably
thermometer.
watched ET.
Yeah, I wanted to watch ET, or you can't do that on television or whatever. Did they do
They
that in
put
ET?
he put Elliot takes the thermometer
Oh,
out,
yeah, I must have
the
got it from.
light, and he sticks it in the light, and then he swings it out because he wants to stay home with ET.
They must have, so many kids must have done that after that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have a swinging light, but I know that I was like, I need like this is great. This is really great information to have.
Yeah, gotta heat
So
this up.
thank
Um,
you, Elliot.
After Dazed and Confused, our sweet Parker Posey did a bunch of things and then eventually gets into the Christopher Guest world,
Thank God.
which I think is maybe where I first saw her, Waiting for Guffman, which she is like so killer in that. And I was reading that
Yeah.
she got into the Christopher Guest's world because she had done a small part in the Coneheads movie. And so some of the producers, when Christopher Guest was looking for someone to play that character and Waiting for Guffman, he was like, I need someone who can improvise and play like an 18-year-old. And so the producers from Coneheads were like Parker Posey.
Ugh,
That's how she got referred over there. And then she just fucking kills it.
genius. Genius. I mean, the most quotable she's like has the most quotable lines in that movie, and it's the way she says them. Like, it's the day of the show, y'all.
I love that one. Yeah. Stay of the show, y'all.
Like, I
Just go
still
down and
use
get a
that.
coat.
Yeah. And then her little chicken wing when she's like, there'll always be a place for me at the DQ.
Mhm.
You know, they said that they would have me back. She's always got like funny business. Like, and I don't know if it's her, it's probably her coming up with like she's smoking a cigarette or she's fanning a chicken wing. Or I saw this interview like that got cut out of Dazed and Confused where she's like trying to like get this lip pencil out like of the thing so she can like do lip gloss and they're talking about something and she's smoking a cigarette at the same time, so she's smoking and she's putting lip gloss on at the same time.
That's
And
not
she just
easy.
no, but she kills it. She always has the funniest things that she's doing while she's delivering
And
lines.
I think that makes your character so much more like lived in and believable when you can be in your environment and not just saying your lines to the person, but you've got some business to do. Sometimes as a director, I feel bad giving actors business because I'm like, I hope that doesn't distract them. And then we've got continuity to deal with. Do you like having things to mess with?
I love it.
Oh, I
No,
thought,
no, I love it. No, I just want to stand and stare.
no.
No, I love it. I love it because it's like an opportunity for something to go wrong and something to fall out of your hands, which I think is always fun because
Right.
then it's how do you deal with that challenge? How do you deal with like, oh God, fuck, I'm going to pick this up, especially for comedy. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's always really helpful, I think, to have something that you're doing. If you're like getting dressed or putting on a necklace and you can't get it right, it just shows there's just so much you can see from a character, like when they get frustrated.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. It's like they're really
you
living
know?
in that body. You know
Yeah.
what show has crazy ton of business that makes me like nervous while I'm watching it is The Bear.
Oh, totally.
They're like cooking everything and there's just so many props and it's actual food and heat and I'm like, "Oh my God, how are they shooting this?"
I do wonder sometimes like how much rehearsal they get for like passing the plates around and for doing the
Yeah.
things at the back of the kitchen. Like that gives me a little bit of like anxiety, but it's like a dance, like
Yeah.
if it's choreographed and you
Right.
know what's happening, you just kind of like trust in the
Right.
fact that you
My
guys like
mind
that
just
your
goes to the
partner.
schedule and I'm like, oh, they got to reset all these plates.
How would you feel directing an episode of The Bear? Like, I bet you would
Honestly,
kill
the
it.
energy of that show kind of puts me off. Masculine and they're so like
Oh,
yelly and they're talking over each other and I'm like, oh, guys,
it's aggressive. It is. It's
it's very
very
aggressive.
aggressive.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was excited when they moved to like the more calm, fancy restaurant a little bit. Like when things got a little more, even in the kitchen, it was still chaos. When you at least went outside into the actual
yeah.
restaurant,
Hello. Yeah, I'm like so tense when I'm watching it. I'm like, everyone's yelling and I can't, no one's standing
yeah,
still. But it's like so good. I really believe that they're like in a kitchen somewhere.
yeah, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
really works there.
That actor, Eben Moss
Mhm.
Bachrach, who plays the one that was like screaming all the time, being like, cuz we did a play together way back in the day where I had to like kill him
Oh, how did you have to kill him?
with a phone. I had to beat him with a phone.
Like in the head?
I tied it. It was like a cord with the phone with a cord. And I tied him up and strangled him. And then I took
Wow.
the end of the phone and I fucking bludgeoned his head. He's the
In a
nicest guy
play.
in a play on stage, and there was like blood like squirting. Yeah, pretty
How do you
wild
keep
stuff.
from not actually choking him to death? Did they have some kind of safety thing there?
We must have. I don't
He's
remember,
like,
but
fuck
sometimes
it,
I would
go
have
for
to
it.
do it like twice a day. But he was game. He was really game. He was like
This game.
hardcore actor, like really awesome. And yeah, was like, go for it, Anna. Like,
Yeah,
and I would
strangle
be like,
me.
I want to hurt you. I'd be like, ah.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
intense.
yeah,
Wow.
very
Uh,
intense. Good story, Anna.
great story. Who else have you tried to kill?
Oh God, so many people. Help me, so
Truly.
many people. Who haven't I?
Right? Let's start with that shorter list. Who haven't I tried to kill?
I didn't try to kill anyone in Desperados at all.
No, you were not a murderer in that. So,
No. I was just a pent up lesbian.
right.
No murder though. No murder.
No, but you killed us with your sexuality. I don't know.
I killed us with my uptight stick up my ass. And then finally it was released towards the end.
Got it
Yeah.
out. Another Christopher Guest movie that I love her in is Best in Show.
Yes. The braces.
What a choice.
So good.
So good. I love how like she gets so upset about this dog and the running
Mhm.
joke being like the dog is upset with them because the dog saw them having
I
sex.
mean, it's so good. And they both have braces, right? From what
I
I remember,
believe they
both
both
of
have
them do.
braces.
And
Yes.
they met at like a Starbucks, but they didn't meet at the same Starbucks. They met at a Starbucks across the street from each other at different
Yep.
Starbucks. And God, they're like they bonded over their love of like what is that clothing brand?
Oh, was it J. Crew?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They like they bonded over their love of J. Crew because they were reading catalogs together. It's just so and like the look in her eyes, just the look in her eyes, I could just watch her like listen. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
even need to open her mouth and talk.
Yeah,
But when
she's
she
like
does, it's gold.
doing something while she's listening. There's a scene in that one where she's looking for like a toy that the dog they lost for the dog, and she's like screaming at a clerk at the store because she needs a specific bee
Oh
toy
my
for the
God.
dog. And the guy's like offering her like he's like, "This is yellow," and she's like, "That's not a bee," and she's just like screaming, and it's so funny. I just
Doesn't her hair kind of look like the dog's hair too? Am I making this up? Is it like a poodle? Do they have
the
poodles?
Weimaraner.
Weimar. That's right. Okay, maybe it doesn't then. But I just her little haircut. She had like a little bowl.
Serious bangs, yeah.
Serious, like the little short bangs,
Little short bangs. Yep.
which I love. I love a little short bang. Braces. No, I don't
Short
really.
bang. It's not. Um,
No.
uh, she got named the Indie Queen after being in like these movies and so many independent movies that she did like 30 in like a short span of time or something. But she was saying that being called the indie queen was both like a blessing and a curse because studio movies were like she was saying, you don't get paid for these indie movies very well. So like you want to do like a Hollywood movie to get paid
Right.
and so
A
people would be
studio
like, well,
movie,
can't you
yeah.
just do whatever you want? You're the indie queen. And she's like, no, because indie movies don't make any money. So I'm not getting cast in these bigger
Right.
Hollywood movies. And then, so it was sort of like great, but also
Kind
wanting,
of stuck there, yeah, like a little
yeah,
pigeonholed and yeah, but doing like incredible work,
so
you know,
good.
obviously like doing like what studio movie? She did Scream. I know she did
It's,
Scream
yeah,
3.
yeah. She's done a handful. Yeah. She did
Yeah.
Scream 3 where she like plays like Courtney Cox's, the actress playing Courtney Cox or something.
They're doing like a movie of Sydney Prescott's
Right.
life, and she's cast as Gail Weathers.
Yeah.
And then she actually ends up dating Dewey. So Dewey is Courtney Cox's boyfriend, played by
David
David
Arquette.
Arquette. So then Parker Posey though ends up dating David Arquette in the movie, and it's like a weird love triangle, and it's like so funny. And then Courtney Cox and David Arquette were really married at the time that they
Right.
were
Yeah.
shooting Scream 3. So she's so good and she's so hysterical. And the two of them together are like so perfect together.
Yeah, they like
It's
match perfectly and she's like mocking her and it's so good. Courtney
yeah,
Cox's bangs in that are very
little.
short bangs.
And actually, I just finished Scream 7.
I was
So
gonna say, did you have to watch all these screams before you got to
you
Scream?
know, you know
Yeah.
it. And I think I had someone come over to my house and was like looking at my like video, like my log that I've been watching. They're like, damn, you're a big fan of my Scream movies. I'm doing it for research. I'm not just sitting there like on my own accord. But Courtney talked about her bangs because we had a scene together.
Yeah.
Scream. And I was just telling her that like Scream 3 was like one of my favorite ones. And she was like, oh God, Anna, my bangs in that. And I was like, what do you mean your bangs were perfect? And she said that it was like a wig and they didn't cut it on her head. They cut it on the mannequin and then they put it on. And she said they were so short. She was like so upset and
I
they didn't have
bet.
any money to like redo and they were shooting like
Oh,
that day or something. So
wow.
she that's how those bangs got there. And I was like, I just want you to know that those bangs are perfect. And I'm so glad that they are not like a whisper of an inch longer because they're gorgeous and wonderful. And those little butterfly clips that she wears
Oh
in
my
the
God.
end.
I can't
It's
imagine being on set that day when they're like, we didn't test, we cut the bangs before we put them on Courtney's head. They're really short. The director's like, what the fuck is this?
yeah. And she's like, but then the fact that she just did it,
And then she just did
went
it
out and
and
did it.
had to just sell it. And everyone's like, that's what they decided to do with the bangs.
In every scene, those bangs are there and
Like,
they're that short. Like
oh
so
my God.
so
That is
funny.
really funny. That's a professional actress who's like, you know what? Fine, we're here. I can't stop the shoot today. And I have to look like this. That's hard for some people to look not how they want to look.
I know, I know. I'm always like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really bad, like unless it's something like a really horrible outfit.
Where someone
I
cuts
don't,
the wig wrong
whatever.
for your hair.
Wig in the last show that I did. And
Did you?
the first time they put it on, it was so helmet head, like huge. Shot though. I shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to be like, I don't want to do this. Like other people have worked on it and they're like,
You're the hair designer. Like you
right, I
must
assume that this is the best we got.
yeah. So let me go out there and sell it,
Take this
And then
moment and
finally the
go.
director came up and was like, "Can we tone this down a little?" And I was like, "Oh." So I was right.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh
Yes,
my
thank
God.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Courtney's bangs. Parker also auditioned. She was saying that she never gets anything from an audition, but she auditioned for the Sandra Bullock role in Speed and almost got that.
No way.
What a
How
different
different.
movie.
That changes like my life. Like that changes like
That's
what?
that doesn't make any sense. Of course, I mean, I love Parker, but what
That so would it be
girl
her
ever
and,
is driving the bus?
would it have been her and Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
That I'm gonna have dreams about that tonight.
I
I'm
have
gonna
another good one for you that she said she was close to getting.
Okay.
Zellweger and Jerry Maguire.
What?
Can you imagine you complete me being said to Parker Posey?
Listen, I love both of Sandra Bullock and Renee Zellweger, but
Sure.
I pay money to see Parker Posey do both of those just for fun.
Honestly, she should. She should put them up. These are the roles that I
Yeah.
almost got. Just do like monologues
Yes.
from almost gotten roles.
A one-woman show with her doing the monologues from the movies that she almost got.
That's actually a great idea. Can we get in touch with her?
Front row seat. I'll be there.
Did you know she has a book?
No. What?
I just found this out and I'm gonna go get it right away. It's called something about an airplane. I wrote it down. Oh, it's called You're on an Airplane, and it's
Okay.
written as if you're sitting next to her on an airplane and she's just like talking to you and telling you stuff. Great.
Amazon Prime right now.
Get it immediately.
Yes.
Have you ever met her?
Oh, it's
Oh,
a dream.
this is so close to happening.
It's a literal dream come true. If I met her, I would just fall at her feet and tell her thank you and can I get you anything? Whatever. Just I'm like manifesting working with her.
Feel like that's gonna happen. You are so prolific and she's so cool and you guys have to that makes sense. You're very like similar too, so I think
That's a huge compliment. I'm
that's
putting that
coming.
out to the universe. Like Anna
Um,
Camp Cozy one day.
yep. A two-hander. I'll direct.
Please, LP, let's write it.
Let's write it. Let's come up
Yeah.
with some ideas.
Yes.
I met her and worked with her at Funny or Die.
You did?
Yeah, I pitched this silly idea called Genie on Hard Times, and it's like a genie that's granting wishes, but she like doesn't have any money. Like someone wishes for a car, and then this like shit car shows up, and she's like, "Look, it's hard out there. This is the best I could do." She was so easy to work with, so cool, and Funny or Die was like very scrappy and like not. It's not like a huge crew or anything, and so. She's like, it's fine. I'm used to being on indies. Do you want me to carry a light stand? Like she just was like so
What a dreamboat.
so dreamy, so fun, so easy, just excellent. If you want to see it, it's called Genie on Hard Times. I think it's on YouTube.
Yes, I will gladly watch that right after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny or Die, Genie on Hard Times. It's like 3 minutes long.
God, you're so lucky. Did you just like offer it? You just obviously offered it to her and she was like, I love
Yeah,
this.
like people used
What?
to just come to Funny or Die and be like, I'd love to do something if you have any ideas. So we just like pitched them random shit and she was like, I like that one.
So
Yeah.
cool.
So cool. Yeah, just like in a backyard one day, out with her all day.
Damn,
That's
lucky, jealous.
I read a lot of stuff about her. She was saying that being the indie queen, a lot of people were like, you should have a TV show that like it's your TV show. And so she said at one point she had like a Parker Posey pilot that they were going to
Wow.
make. And an executive was like, I really like the pilot, but I just don't want to do it with Parker.
What? The Parker Posey pilot? But get out of here.
Like
What an
people just didn't
asshole.
understand how to like make her
Into a
mainstream.
box. That's why I love her so much is that she doesn't fit into any box. Like,
Almost like now would be a good time for her to have a pilot where we kind of
yes,
appreciate different things.
her this resurgence that she's having.
White Lotus,
I mean,
thank God for it. Lorazepam.
lorazepam for everyone.
Yep.
Lorazepam for, I mean, the her accent, I'm from South Carolina originally, and also grew up like in North Carolina, went to school. And like I know Duke and I know Chapel Hill and I know all those places and I know the Tar Heels. And when she's sitting in the dinner scene and she's like mouthing like Chapel Hill, Tar Heels, like I know women like that. I
Yeah.
grew up with women exactly like that. And her accent is dead
Accent is
on,
great. Excellent.
brilliant. And like that's another character that could seem super unlikable
Right.
because like a bit racist
Yeah.
at times,
Privilege.
white bread, honey, southern, probably far right. She's like the queen of the series for me.
Every scene. Yeah. Want her to be in every scene.
Like when she's not there, even when she's just falling asleep at the table because she's so jet lagged, it's like so
Yeah. Like you could
incredible.
really just watch her fall asleep and be entertained.
Yeah, they don't need to like take the camera away. Just keep it on Parker Posey,
Yeah.
please.
Yes. Let's give her a reality show.
Do you think she would do that?
I don't know her, but I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, great. Let's somehow get on her reality show with
Get her a
her.
reality show. In the meantime, we'll write her a movie for you two to be in. I heard that it was very hot in Thailand while they were shooting White Lotus. Did you read it? That she kept a bag of ice in between her legs?
Yes, I think I saw her on Seth Meyers when she was talking about that. And she was
Yeah,
like, I kept ice, I just kept ice with me. I would hold on to it. I would like put it on my body and yeah.
that's
And
miserable, honestly. It's very hard to work when you're hot.
it's really hard to work when you're really hot. I don't think it wasn't that hot in Mexico when we were shooting.
It was hot sometimes, and they couldn't figure out the air conditioning. Do you remember this?
Oh, I do remember that. I
I
do
would
remember.
constantly be bitching, like, why can't we figure out how to get air conditioning in here? And then one day I show up to my monitor and there's like four personal air conditioners pointing at my chair.
You were like, okay, guys, thank
Yeah,
you.
and it's not just for me, it's for the actors.
The entire exactly. I remember the wind would be blowing in between
Yeah.
takes, and we would come up there and we would stand there. You're right. And oh
There
my
was like a
God.
big tube that they were bringing in,
The
and then I
tube,
remember
the
like one day
tube.
this PA just like blew it at the set, and all the like it's just like went everywhere. Like, what are we doing?
That was, I cannot believe we survived that.
I
I
mean,
did think I was going to possibly die. Like I remember
you
because
were
I
in an
had that
ambulance.
parasite and I
Yeah.
had to get on an airplane and fly back to New York up fronts.
Right.
And I was so sick that I was holding on to the sides of the like
Yeah.
right to get myself to the plane and then I promptly fainted on the plane
I
and then
remember
woke
getting
up.
you a lot of Gatorade.
I mean, I was obsessed with Gatorade. I kept posting about the Gatorade. I
Give
became
you
my
sponsor
sponsor.
money?
No, but they did reach out for a second through my branding agent, but then it turned out they didn't want like a blonde woman representing their sports drink. Like someone saw all of my posts, but then it turned out that they were like, we're gonna keep it athletes. They didn't
Thanks,
want
but
me.
no thanks. They didn't want to be
Yeah,
associated with illness and people fainting. That's
apparently not.
not either, because you know what? Gatorade is a sports drink, sure, but isn't it also for people who have hangovers and illness,
Diarrhea.
diarrhea? They don't want to be associated with diarrhea.
Apparently not, which I don't understand.
This is a market. Like, let's not turn away customers.
Would gladly be associated with diarrhea.
I know, yeah. I have a price that would
I
get me
have
to
a
be
price.
associated with diarrhea.
I'm not going to say it here, but I do have a price.
Yeah, don't say it here. Yeah, keep it close to the chest. This is a
Yeah.
negotiation.
I'm keeping my diarrhea quote close to my
It,
chest.
keep it quiet. Have you ever been to Thailand?
No, I have not. Would love to go, but is it always perpetually hot there or is there a
I'm not
season?
sure.
Okay.
I can't answer that, but Parker was saying it's like hot as when you're in the south and then you get into a hot car. It's like
Awful.
all the time. That's monstrous.
That's not making me book my ticket today.
No, I do need
Or
a
with the tsunamis and the earthquakes. That's also something that
would like to avoid. Yeah,
yeah.
understandable. There's probably a season for it. We could get you a travel agent and figure it out.
Okay, let's do that. Let's plan
Maybe
this.
Parker will take us and we'll go back to the resort and we'll be happy to see her.
These are what dreams are made of.
Let's
Okay.
make a vision board. Parker's in the middle. All the things we want to do with her.
Lorazepam.
Let's take a lorazepam. If I even know what lorazepam is.
It's an anti-anxiety drug.
It's like a
It's like a Xanax. Yeah.
great love is Xanax and the
I
whole
don't know if it's as hardcore. I don't know. It might be, I don't know what the level is.
Xanax light.
Yeah, let me a little Xanax.
I love a family of what are those called? Not
Downer
yeah, downers. Just anything that makes you
barbiturates.
feel like a little woozy, a little like, you know
Yeah.
what? Everything's fine.
I like to take the edge off
Yeah,
sometimes, you
you know
know?
what? I thought about everything and it's great.
The whole world is upside down and crumbling, and America is kind of in the shitter. But we have
But
our lorazepam.
and then you're like, you know what? It's okay. Everybody needs that right now.
Just breathe through it and take your pills.
hmm that's great advice from Anna Camp here on Oh She's Funny. What else do we have to say about Parker? She's November 8th, 1968 is her birthday.
Oh, so she's a Sagittarius or Scorpio. I don't know.
I
Not that
think
that matters. I'm
It
like
does
kind of, I
matter.
used to be more into astrology than
It
I
does
am now.
matter. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm December 16th, so that probably makes her a Scorpio,
Scorpio.
which means she's sexy. Just kidding. I don't know what she means.
No, no, I think Scorpios are kind of like dark and sexy and like a little weird.
She is dark and sexy
Yeah, and a little
and a little
weird.
weird.
Yes, definitely.
Well, what an inspiration to us all.
Truly, my queen, my icon, Parker
We,
Posey is everything.
this is happening for you. I can tell. This is a matter of time. It just makes sense. Two cool women, it just has to line up at some point.
I mean, I don't know. I would do anything with her. Anything.
You probably could make a call and have a lunch.
Should we call them right now?
Call her agent.
So like, I mean, do you think she would actually want to go out to lunch with me?
Why wouldn't she?
I love you. I should come on this podcast more often.
Please come again next week and we'll talk about Goldie
Feeling good
Hawn.
about myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
you're the
Listen, you've
best.
given me some like good Parker Posey.
Feels like it's very like destined to happen. I'm behind this. And probably I'm there too, but even if
You're
I'm
definitely there. You're like the key linchpin now to getting us together
yeah.
because when you were like, I want you to come on the podcast and talk about a funny woman. I was like driving and I was like, oh wait, hold on, what am I? And then I was like, oh my God, Parker Posey. I like screamed it.
Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking about her and being so charming as you always are. Thanks everyone for listening. Tell your friends about the podcast. Oh, She's Funny podcast on Instagram. And that's it for today. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.